This is how I pack up a metal print. I'm going to take you through everything that goes into putting this all together so that it can go in the box and be shipped out safely. In the past, I've had a lot of issues with this and I've fine-tuned it over time. And lately, I've had a really good success rate of having no damages. So to get started, we have a print here. I'll just show you it. It's really nice. It's a Porsche print in memory. And I put it over this paper called glassine paper. And I just cut it out to about an inch border all the way around. I'll show you what the roll looks like here. It's just this. I buy it on Uline, and it's for pictures and whatnot. So I just roll it out and I put this over it. I use this as protectant over the picture so that it doesn't get scratches or dust on it or anything like that. And then all I do is I make sure that it's pretty centered. It's not perfect. I don't cut it perfect or anything. I just cut it as close as possible. And I just fold these over. Make sure it's nice and tight. I try to get it kind of as clean as possible. It's not always that easy. Sometimes it doesn't want to line up right, but do the best you can to make it look as good as possible. And then I do it all the way around. And this just kind of protects the print so nothing can get inside of it either. So like if you only did two sides, then dust and stuff could get in here, whatever. It's not tight. So I do all four sides. I'm just gonna get these down here. And I use this heat tape because it leaves no residue and it's easy to get off for the customer. You know, you don't want it to be so difficult that the customer like kind of has a hard time getting it off. Then it's just kind of a pain. I almost wish I had something else because this stuff itself is not even that easy to get off at times when I've had to undo it. So, but for now it works well. So I just kind of like push these corners down so that it can fold nicely. Okay. Once that is done, it's nice and tight to it and it's protected. Then what I do is, since it's a 20 by 30 inch print, I'm going to put it inside of let me see what size this box is. 36 by 24 by 4 inch box. I can't get anything thinner than 4 inches, so that's what I have. 24 by 36 was the closest option that I could get for these prints. And I try to make them kind of universal, so I have a few others that I can fit in there as well. This pad is the same size as that box, so it's going to sit inside there. And I'm going to tape this panel to that piece of cardboard so that it can't slide around inside that box. But before I do that, I'm going to take my foam, and I don't have the best setup for this, but I will show you how I do it here for now. So I just take this, roll it out, try to keep that from rolling off, and I just set this right, bug on me. So it's like this. And I cut it. From there, I like to make sure it's nice and tight, but before that, I have to put a bracket on it. And I put this in before I wrap it because it's easier to do. It's just a wall bracket that goes with these frames. And then I take other tape here. I'm just going to tape down both sides. This allows this bracket to not slide around in shipping at all. I don't want it banging around in there when it's packaging. It's just metal on metal. It's not a good look when the customer gets it if it's not held down nice and tight. All right, now that that is taped down, I'm going to make sure that's nice and tight. Then just grab some tape here. This would be easier if you had multiple size rolls, so like a 24-inch roll would be pretty helpful, but instead, gonna do two around here. So we're just gonna pull it out. try to go as much as possible. If I had a little bit bigger of a table, that'd be helpful, so this roll didn't fall off. But set it on here, make sure it overlaps the edge a little bit so that everything is protected. Cut it. And now that's protected with foam so that it's not going to get damaged at all. I don't really think it would anyways inside this box, but it's nice to have this either way. Take it down. And now that is protected with all that foam. Okay, next what I'm going to do here is I've got these 4 corner protectors that I made. Those are from Uline as well. And I'm just going to take this, flip it upside down, put it over this pad here. And then we're going to take all 4 corners and just place them on. These aren't necessary because the panel's not going anywhere, but if it ever is to come unattached at all, even though I really taped it down pretty good, it would protect it a little bit from the corners getting banged up at all. Dented, bent, whatever. And so once those are on, I make sure that this is pretty good in the middle. Keep these tight, and I just keep it nice and tight to it as good as I can. Spin it around. I put a lot of tape on these just to make sure that it's held nice and good in place. And then I do one more down the middle. Something I also do is I flip it over after I do that, and I just connect all the tapes with tape. And the reason I do this is because if you just tape straight to a box, to a cardboard, with this type of like plastic tape, it can come undone pretty easily. And so, but if you tape to itself, it doesn't happen. It doesn't come undone. I learned that the hard way when I used to pack boxes. When I first got started, I wouldn't connect the tapes on boxes, and customers would get it and they would pop open. And so this is how you avoid that. So I'm just gonna flip it back over here. And this is pretty good. You could probably send it like this and it'd be fine. But I like to run 2 more strips this way. Again, connect the tape on bottom. This keeps it from sliding this way at all either, because there's still room in the box. It's still on a pad that's larger than what the panel is, and so. Protecting a $240 print with a little bit of, 5 cents extra of tape is probably a good idea. So that's about it. And then the next thing I do is I just take this box, and actually I will show you down below. So I've got this box here, 36 by 24 by 4. That pad is 36 by 24 as well. So it fits in here perfect. And then I just have packing paper that I'm gonna put in the bottom to protect it. And I'm just gonna take this, slide it in, push it down pretty good just to make sure that it's in there, and then I put more packing paper all over the top, and I fill it, and I close it up. Another thing I forgot to mention, this is just a video for packing it. I'm gonna have to take it back out. I forgot to put gloves in here, and I also forgot to put screws and brackets, bracket screws and spacers, so that the customer can hang it on the wall. This is just a video, so I'll show you how I do it, and then I'll have to go back and put them in. After that's all packed up, the last thing I like to do is I have this custom paper tape. I really like this paper tape more than plastic tape. Holds really well. It's water activated, so I have a water machine that goes in, you put the roll inside of it, and as you roll it out, it wets it, and it's ready to go, and you cut it to any custom length. It's got kind of a ruler on it. And I'm just gonna use this, put it down, make sure these boxes are tight. Again, connecting tape to tape just to make sure. It's always better that way. And then I also do all 4 of these sides to make sure that everything is really like solid and not gonna come undone at all. One here. I do this on all my boxes, even different types of boxes. I always like to do the sides just to make sure. Once that's done, I have this Fragile Handle with Care sticker, this roll of it, very cheap, but I think it really helps to put it on these things just to make sure that UPS is going to take care of these and not throw them around as easy or step on them or anything like that. You get a box, you get a truck full of boxes, it's easy for something to get kind of stepped on or damaged. So this just helps to make sure that maybe they'll take extra care of it. Maybe they won't, maybe it doesn't matter, but once that's on, I put it on both sides, put my shipping label on, it's good to go.